Art has always been an important aspect of Chinese culture, and the country has a long history of producing some of the world's most stunning and influential works of art. However, as China has evolved into a modern, socialist nation, the government has become more involved in regulating artistic expression. Today, the Chinese government has strict regulations in place that govern how art is created, distributed, and displayed within the country. In this essay, we will examine how China regulates artwork, including the reasons for these regulations, the impact they have had on Chinese art, and the controversies that have arisen as a result. The Chinese government's regulation of art can be traced back to the early years of the Communist Party's rule. In the 1950s, Mao Zedong launched a campaign called Yan'an Talks on Literature and Art, which aimed to establish guidelines for the creation of art that would serve the goals of the Communist Party. These guidelines emphasized the importance of art that was proletarian, revolutionary, and national, and discouraged works that were seen as decadent or bourgeois. Today, the Chinese government's regulation of art is primarily focused on three areas: content, distribution, and ownership. In terms of content, the government maintains strict controls over what can be depicted in works of art. Depictions of political dissent, sexual content, and violence are heavily censored, and artists who create works that violate these rules can face serious consequences, including imprisonment. Additionally, the government often provides funding for art projects, and artists who receive this funding are expected to create works that align with the government's priorities. The government also regulates the distribution of art within China. All works of art must be approved by the Ministry of Culture before they can be shown publicly, and any works that are deemed inappropriate can be banned. In recent years, the government has also increased its efforts to control the distribution of art online, where many Chinese artists have turned to share their work with a wider audience. Finally, the government maintains strict controls over ownership of art in China. All artwork must be registered with the government, and any works that are deemed to be of cultural significance can be designated as cultural relics, which places them under the control of the government. This has led to controversies, as some artists and collectors argue that the government's control over the art market has led to the suppression of certain types of art and the elevation of others. The impact of these regulations on Chinese art has been significant. On the one hand, the government's involvement in the art world has helped to fund many important projects and has provided a platform for artists to share their work with a wider audience. Additionally, the government's promotion of art that serves the goals of the Communist Party has helped to shape a unique style of Chinese art that is distinct from other cultures. However, these regulations have also had negative consequences. The government's censorship of certain types of art has led to a climate of self-censorship among artists, who are often hesitant to create works that might be deemed inappropriate. Additionally, the government's control over the art market has created a system in which certain types of art are promoted while others are suppressed, leading some to argue that the government's involvement has stunted the growth of Chinese art. In conclusion, China's regulation of artwork reflects the government's desire to promote a specific vision of Chinese culture and to maintain control over artistic expression. While these regulations have helped to shape a unique style of Chinese art and have provided a platform for many artists, they have also had negative consequences, including the suppression of certain types of art and the creation of a climate of self-censorship. As China continues to evolve, it will be interesting to see how these regulations evolve and how they will impact the future of Chinese art.